Hi YouTube. A quick, not unboxing, but a quick show and tell. I have a canoe trip coming up with Rob in a couple of days. He's coming up on Saturday. It's currently Wednesday. Annoyingly, my car has broken down. You know, every year I plan a trip, something goes wrong. I don't know what it is, my luck. Anyway, my alternator's gone on the car, and being a Jeep XJ from like 97, you can't just get them off the shelf here, so I've had to order it. So my car's off the road now until I get back from my trip. Luckily Rob's got a car, so he's going to be doing all the driving, I'm afraid, but that's the way it is. Anyway, quick unboxing, show and tell type thing. At the moment, if you've watched my channel at all, you'll know that where I live in Sweden, or the whole of Sweden pretty much, has a no fire ban, and that's anything. Barbecues in your own land, cooking, you know, camping, all that, any open fire, any open flame. And they've started relaxing it in certain areas, but where I live in Värmland it's still in effect, and will be for a while, I think, because we still haven't really had any significant rain, so the fire risk is very high. That being said, doesn't mean you don't have to be out, you can't cook. So looking around online, more of a to be able to cook when there's a fire ban on, but also like in emergency situations. They're rare, to be honest, let's be honest. That kind of thing is rare, but when it does happen, it'd be nice to be prepared for it. So what did I pick up? Well, it's this, and it's the Trekmate flameless cook set. Now these basically are a spin-off of the military MRE boil in a bag type kit. They're just a bit more Gucci, as you'd say. I'll hold this up. You can scan this QR code, I expect, and just pause it and then scan it, and that will take you, I think, to probably Trekmate's website. I haven't checked it, but I imagine. So anyway, on the box, it's like a see-through box, plastic. It's basically gives you all the gen of what's there, brief instructions on how to use it, super simple. So if I open it up, now I can't remember what size this one was. Let me see if it says on it. No. 850mm. That rings a bell. Yeah, 850mm, I believe. Never says anything, does it? Why doesn't it ever say? 850mm. There you go. Flameless cook set on the bottom. 850mm. So there you go. Right. So in the box, what do you get? You get not a lot. You get a card thing. I don't know what that does. Nothing. And then you get your instruction book bit. Pretty simple. Now, I didn't realise, but it comes with two different size pouches. Let me tilt this camera down so you can still see me, I suppose. Yep. Right, so what did you get in this pack? You get your measuring bottle for the water, and on it says super power and high power. You get 4 pouches. You get 2 of the bigger ones, these are the super power. 2 of those, and then 2 smaller ones which are the high power. Your locking lid, it's a bit like I suppose like an IKEA type thing, you know, standard. Inner pot lifts out, stainless steel. That's what you put your food in. Plastic pot, that's your thingy, pouch, then your water. And then a neoprene sleeve. Now the sleeve's there for, obviously this is going to get hot. Now, looking at the instructions, it basically says average temperatures when used with this particular pot. The high power, which is the small one, in 15 minutes reaches 90 degrees centigrade, which is pretty good. The super power pot, no sorry, this one, high power pot, the small one, the high power pouch, after 10 minutes is 65 degrees, and then it holds that for 30 minutes, which would be good for rehydrating and that kind of stuff, rice and noodles. The super power, that's the one that reaches 90 after 15 minutes, and it holds that for 30 minutes. Pretty good. And I've seen some people on YouTube cooking fish, all sorts of stuff in it, so it's pretty versatile really. So basically the way it works, I'm not going to do one because I've only got a certain amount of these things for my trip, but you have your pot with your neoprene, you crack open one of these pouches, drop that in the pot, you fill enough water for whatever particular pouch you're using, you pour it in, have your food in here ready, pour it on there, drop that in, put on the lid, close it, and then stand back apparently because steam squirts out of the ends, like a pressure release type thing, and you can burn, and then yeah, you just let it sit, and then after about 15-30 minutes it's ready. We shall see. I am taking this. So I also bought on top of that an extra pack, which is 5 extra of the big ones. Yeah, so these are about 11 quid in England, 111 krona here. This was 395 crowns, which is 30 odd quid, so it isn't that cheap to be honest, but I think it's a good idea, and it does mean that I can eat some decent food, because it is starting to get a little bit chilly in the mornings, and certainly in the evenings it's you know, we've had such hot temperatures recently, so it's going to start feeling a bit colder now. It's down to like 20-ish overnight, which doesn't sound very cold, but when you had weeks of like 30 degrees, it's going to start feeling chilly for me. So hot meal is on the cards. So there you go. That's that. Push that to one side. Now the other funky gadget that I managed to pick up, I got this on Amazon. It was on offer. Can't remember what I paid for this now. It wasn't very much. It was like 20 quid or something, 200 crowns or something like that. But it's made by this company, Wasserstein, German company, and it's a solar charger. Now, Rob's got one of these, and I really liked the idea of it. I had some of those cheap solar power bank things, and they're just rubbish. They don't charge anything. And this thing, if I open it, so you open it up, spin it around, and then you have a pouch here which has got your, I've got my stuff in here already, so I've got a lead in there, I've got my charger, which is a USB charger for my Sony batteries, and then this pulls out and you've got 2 USB ports on the end, and it's a 21 watt, it's pretty powerful for its size, and you just unfold it, and it's got loops on it, you can hang it up, you know, get it in the sun. And just from using Rob's one on the last trip, I think it was, trip before last, awesome bit of kit, really good, and I have tested it with my phone, and not even bright sunshine, just pointing it towards the sky, and it starts charging. So that's a result. And because that's one of my biggest bugbears when I go on a week-long trip. I do a lot of filming, take a lot of photos. Not everything goes on my channel, but you know, you edit out hours and hours of footage, and the batteries take a right caning, so I tend to need to charge on the go, which is why I got this. And there you go. So you'll see this in action, and yeah, next week, or this weekend and next week I expect. And yeah, hope you join us. So it's me and Rob going up to Knon, which is a lake just up behind where the fire was, and yeah, it should be good. So hope you come along. See you soon.